Hello and welcome back to the Stay Sure Wellbeing YouTube channel. I'm Dr Dawn Harper and today I'm going to be talking about flying and travelling with anxiety. Anxiety is a very common problem, perhaps more so during the pandemic. I certainly have seen more patients suffering with anxiety in recent months than perhaps previously. The physical symptoms of anxiety are frightening. You get a racing heart, you might feel sweaty, you might feel shaky, and some patients have told me that they actually feel like they're having a heart attack. It's so bad. And there's no doubt that anxiety gets worse when you're under pressure of time. So I think my first tip is always going to be allow plenty of time, much more time than you need for your journey, so that you're not racing at the end. So factor in breaks, allow for excess traffic. Wherever you can, travel from an airport that you know so that you know your way around. A simple tip is to keep your travel documents in the same place every time you travel so that you don't have that awful panic feeling when you think you've missed something or you've mislaid something. If you need medication for your anxiety, then make sure that you take plenty with you for your planned journey and more, because of course we are seeing local lockdowns, we are seeing areas that are being put into quarantine and so on. So make sure that you take plenty with you, and as always keep it in your hand luggage along with a list of the medicines that you're taking with both their trade name and their generic name, because different drugs have different names in different countries and a local doctor will have a much easier job prescribing for you if they know the generic name of your medication. If you are anxious, it's always a good idea to travel with somebody you know well and who knows your problem. You might like to think about things like using the fast track so that you're not queuing, adding extra stress to your journey. And it may well be worth thinking about an airport lounge where you can relax a little more. Take distraction with you, whether that's in the form of music or books to read, something that can take your mind off the journey. And be careful about alcohol. I know alcohol can quell your nerves a little maybe, but it also dehydrates you, and airline cabins can be dehydrating anyway, so be careful about that. Occasionally I am asked by patients to prescribe something like valium for a journey, and that actually in some instances is perfectly appropriate, but what I say to patients is it's a highly addictive drug. It's completely appropriate to take it in an occasional highly anxiety provoking situation, but taken regularly it is very easy to get addicted to it very quickly. But it's also important, people do react differently, so if you've never taken anything like Valium before, I usually suggest to patients that they take a tablet a few days before travelling so that they can just check how they feel. You don't want to be completely half asleep and zonked out as you're trying to get through security and onto an aeroplane. And another word of warning about alcohol, be careful, because of course the two mixed together will make you even more sedated. But once you know how you're going to react, then a small dose of Valium just to take the edge off your nerves whilst you're travelling might be a completely appropriate thing to do, and certainly something worth talking to your doctor about. If your anxiety is an ongoing problem for you, and if you have time before your planned trip, really well worthwhile thinking about something like CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. It's what I call one of the talking therapies, and it literally does teach you mind over matter. So it helps you to control those physical symptoms of anxiety with your thought processes, and it's a really useful tool that you can then employ whenever you're in stressful situations. And please do remember, it's absolutely vital that you are honest with your insurance company about any pre-existing medical conditions. If you don't tell your insurance company and you have a problem whilst you're away, your insurance could be invalid. So I hope that we can keep your anxiety under control and that you can enjoy a well-earned trip away. I'll see you soon. Don't forget, if you've got subjects that you'd like me to discuss on this channel, then please do message us or email us anonymously from the website. We really want this to be a useful resource for you. So whatever you want me to discuss, I'll be back here to discuss it. But until then, stay safe.